In semi-stereotypical English professor fashion, I spend a lot of time agonizing over the titles of my assignments, the ones that I'm allowed to title, at least. And this essay is no different. It's a place you call home. And I think every one of these words kind of gives you a little bit of insight into what I'm looking for out of this essay. So you'll notice that it's not the place I call home. It's a place. So that automatically sort of attunes us to the possibilities of what you could choose to write about and share with your reader in this essay. Okay, I'll have more to say about this later, but a place, it certainly can be a geographical location, an actual place, but it can also be something else. You is probably the most important word here because this is the place that you call home. Maybe not anybody else, hopefully not anybody else. And then call, and that's kind of the writing part. It's going to be the place you call home where the assignment itself, the essay that you write, is going to, in long form, explain why you call it the place that you call home. Okay? And so again, all these words are kind of up for grabs, right? At least the more important words. So home can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people, right? So you're going to, in the course of this essay, you're going to, share plenty of information about what it is that makes you you and how that home contributes to that sense of who you are. Okay, let's get a little less esoteric here, maybe. So you can, I'm not going to read every sentence here, but let's see, what can I do? Is the you and your identity, your sense of self. And this could be a part of yourself that others see very clearly in you. It can be much more internalized than that as well. We have our sort of external selves, the way we present ourselves to the world, and we also have that sort of internal life that we share with some people, some things we don't share with anyone else. And so that sense of who you are and how you got to that understanding of your own identity is really what I'm looking for here. Okay, let me see. So I try to imagine, like, through this question answer format, like questions you may encounter as I'm explaining the assignment to you. So you are allowed, you're fine if you want to write about your actual house or whatever, but I'm going to very much encourage you, borderline beg you, to write about something a little more clever than that, because I think we're all capable of more creativity. More on creativity later. You're going to come to know this about me, that I'm going to encourage you to throw out your first idea. Whatever popped into your mind when you started thinking about this assignment, throw that one out. Dig a little deeper. Okay. Let's talk about these sort of I don't know, what do I want to call them, addenda. I don't want to hear about your sports field, practice, or gym, or where you are athletically inclined to do anything. I understand and I feel you. Athletics are very important, especially at the high school level. I have 10 varsity letters from high school to prove that. I did a sport every season I was in high school, and I loved them all. Was I good at any of them? I don't know, but I got the letters to prove it. And I definitely have a lot of respect for athletic endeavors. I don't believe they lend themselves to particularly interesting essays. We all sort of learn the same general lessons through athletics, whether it's teamwork, self-determination, the value of practice, moments elevating us past our expectations. They're all out there to be had, I guess. And I want something a little more uniquely you. Another word here. I'm going to take a sip of water. Pause. Okay, where were we? I'm much more hydrated now. Let's see. Choosing a topic. And I have a lot to say in my brainstorming screencast about how to arrive at a topic in terms of like practical strategies. I'm just going to talk about the sort of the qualities of most writing topics, at least in this class. Something that you want to spend a lot of time thinking and writing about. If you are going to write about some sort of trauma or traumatic event that has informed your sense of self, some sort of like life-altering sort of experience, you're more than welcome to. Just keep in mind that other people are going to read about it, and it's sort of on you if you want to work through those sorts of things in my class through this essay. Go right ahead, but it's going to be something that you're going to probably spend a lot of time thinking about and definitely a lot of time writing about. The role of detail can't be overstated. That's something that I'll probably remind you of a little bit more towards the revision phase of this after you get some feedback from your peers. But the importance of detail can't be overstated. provide lots of detail. Maybe a little bit of research, and then this distinct meaning is an important one. Okay, it should have a depth of appreciation. You know, I want to have a depth of appreciation for why you've chosen to write about this home of yours. Okay. What do you do in the essay itself? The answer is sort of a grab bag here. You can write on some of these. You can write on, I don't know if you can accomplish all of them in like 3+ pages, but you're more than welcome to. Okay, I like this one probably the most. This will be sort of a screencast bonus here. How has it changed, or how hasn't your location changed over time? And that's especially if you are writing about a physical place. I think that longitudinal studies charting the progress or lack of progress or regress, I guess, of a location can be very telling. And that's sort of the naturalistic inquiry-based nature that I come from, very much sort of a sociological perspective. Okay, two really important things here are different ways people can think about your home and any contradictions within it. I'll say this enough times that you'll be sick of it, but I do not want a simple love letter to your home. I don't want you writing about all the wonderful ways it's made you into the wonderful person that you wonderfully are on this wonderful day. Dig? All right. Again, sort of my social epistemic side gets into what sort of contribution does your home make to society at large? Not only does it do for you, but what does it do for other people? And I think about, students that like to write about their churches sometimes. And so if you want to think about what your church contributes to the outside world, beyond its doors or whatever, I think that's that striving for depth that I'm really going to be looking for. Okay, and how have you changed this place? You're allowed to write about how the place has changed you, but if you've done any sort of proactive interaction in the other direction, that's very interesting, and I would like to hear about that. Okay, so nuts and bolts, 3 full pages, not a report. Consider incorporating an outside source. You will follow APA. You will consider your academic audience. Your textbook has a lot to say about that particular aspect of the writing process. Correct in the ways that we prioritize correctness. I don't really believe too much in grammatical correctness. I think that standard American English is just another dialect, just like any other dialect. It's not more or less correct than any others, but it's a highly politicized, and there's a lot of gatekeeping involved. If you want to hear my full thoughts on grammar, hit me up sometime. I will be happy to share my outrage with you. See, you'll submit it on time. You'll do these things. You'll be interesting and engaging. And even if your subject isn't fun, I will derive some measure of, I won't call it pleasure or fun, but appreciation for an essay well written. I know quality writing when I see it. Okay, if you want to take a break, we're more than halfway through, but if you want to take a little break, go right ahead. So topic help. This is where I really want to challenge you. I'm going to go full screen just for a second here. I challenge you to be creative in every essay that we do this semester. There's something to be said for the power of creativity. It's something I very firmly believe in. I encourage my children to be as creative as they can at every point. If you see, let's go back here are many books of my creative friends, books of poetry, books of fiction, books of nonfiction. I can't overstate the role that creativity plays in my teaching philosophy. And so when you pick a tried and true topic that's been written about a million times, like the practice field, or my back porch, my grandma's kitchen, those sorts of things, I know it has personal meaning for you, but the sort of the knowledge or the takeaways that you arrive at, they all sort of converge. We all sort of have similar experiences at our grandma's table, or at on the basketball court, or the cross country track, or the football field, whatever, tennis courts, whatever your jam is. So I will encourage you to think much more creatively about your topic. Surprise me. I love being surprised. Okay. This is my 19th year of teaching college and classes like this, and I've seen it all at this phase. Okay, I've seen just about every topic you can imagine. Or have I? Show me something I haven't seen before. That will be memorable to me, and memorable essays always have a little more power behind them. So your topic selection is a chance for, that's right, a creativity flex. You can definitely write on a place, on a physical, geographical location. And those can be very rewarding essays to write and to read. But your sense of home can be a million other things as well. It can be just an idea, and I'll leave it broad like that. If you have a photo or a screenshot even, or if it's a place you go in your mind, like a memory. It can be the use of an app, right? I mean, let's not limit our thinking. It can be a meme or a graphic novel, or it can be a meal that you had, right? Or a restaurant. I think a restaurant would be an interesting one to write about as well, especially if it makes you feel like home, because we often tie up. We do so much eating at home, whether we cook it or not is another conversation, but we do so much eating at home that food and our notions of safety or comfort in our homes, they tend to be sort of intertwined. So I think the role of food could be an interesting avenue for someone to explore. I know there's an essay out there about Fortnite. If you want to write about Fortnite being your home or any other video game, I'm here for that. Or it can be a song, or well, not to get too personal, I put a scar on here because my daughter, when she was 4, was bit by our neighbor's dog, and she has quite a scar on her arm. And I think about that day. We were all together as a family when she was bitten, and we all spent a very long, harrowing night in the emergency room, including my 2-year-old son. And it was something that every time I'm helping her get dressed in the morning, or brushing her hair or whatever, I when she's wearing short sleeves, I see her arm, and and with this warm weather, I see it quite a bit these days. It reminds me of that day, and sort of the way our whole family sort of rallied around this very traumatic event in order to support each other. And so all this to say, your home can be just about anything. It could be a concert that you went to. It can be a band that you listen to in your headphones. I would write this probably about my jogging stroller that I pushed both kids this weekend, 11 miles with my son on Saturday and 10 with my daughter on Sunday. And that is just one of my favorite things to do. We stop at parks. We go over to the animal sanctuary over by Sippo Lake. We go to different playgrounds. It's like we spend a whole day out together outside breathing fresh air. It's kind of one of my favorite things about being alive. So I would write about my my jogging stroller and how it's got hundreds and hundreds, maybe 1,000 by now, miles on it. And I'm already sort of getting kind of melancholy that they're getting too big. My daughter's 60 plus pounds, and so she's getting pretty heavy to push up some of those hills in Jackson and Perry. But I would still like to write about it. And that's, there's a complexity there because I know it's coming to an end. My kids are going to outgrow that stroller. You understand what I'm getting at here? I'm trying to work through maybe like a personal example to give you an idea of how to build a thought process. Okay, heading around the bend here. Do not write a report about a place. Okay, you don't have to provide me with a whole bunch of stats and data, 2.5 pages of like the Wikipedia entry of your home, and then like one paragraph at the end of like, and I really like going there. That's not what I'm looking for. Okay, I do want detail, but you don't have to write me a Wikipedia page. Okay, I've said it once before. I'm not going to belabor it too much, but do not write a love letter to your home. Analysis and introspection will lead you to more productive lines of thought. Okay, complexity is the key. Avoid cliches and easy conclusions. I am very much a fan of avoiding cliched thinking and easy conclusions. I believe in embracing the complexities of just about anything we encounter. Let's not shy away from them. Okay, much like we're complex people, places can be complex, and I want you to try to wrap your head around your home as a place of contradiction, of complexity. Okay, if you just choose a place where something important in your life happened, that's very 8th grade. That's very moralizing, and the lesson of this story is, and I was never the same after that day. That's a life event essay, and like I say, that's from much lower order forms of thinking, I think. So if you can avoid it, doesn't say do not, it says try not to. If you really do want to work through a significant event in your life, there's a way that we can wedge that into your essay 2 here, and that's fine by me. But if you can challenge yourself to go a little further, dig a little deeper, I'm here for that. All right, again, I promise we got 30 seconds to go. Grab readers' attention in the first paragraph and sustain their attention. Get my attention, lock me in, and don't let go. All right, thoughtful balance between detail and significance. And then most importantly, I am here to help. I will look at your Google Doc. We can FaceTime or Skype or screen share. You can email me about the assignment. I am here to help you as much as I can. Good luck, and I sincerely hope you'll keep in touch. Thanks.